You guys got me. I'm in the middle of eating some sad ass breakfast. But listen. I want to know who looked at this and said, nah, get rid of that nigga. Get rid of him. You know what? Torture that nigga. Burn that nigga. Even better, evaporate that nigga. Hello, people of the internet. It is your boy Kishiwishi, and today we're gonna go into a topic. This is gonna be a new video style, and it's not really a new video style, it's just more so a new place of like inspiration where I get the ideas for the different topics I'll be covering. So, just really quick. I know you guys don't like when I go behind the scenes and show you, oh, this is what I'm doing, but YouTube has this inspiration section. You see it right there, inspiration, and it basically just gives you some default things that might feed into the algorithm based on your own specific niche. And I have a few of them saved over here, which, let me not ruin future videos for you guys. I've definitely blurred that. Editor, computer, edit the screen. Do not show them. Computer, get rid of this part of the video. Computer, no. Computer, let the camera keep following me. Computer. There you go. Good computer. Good boy. Today I wanted to talk about how modern infrastructure or like architecture basically is like killing third spaces, which is a video topic I got from YouTube itself. So hopefully this video does well. One of the things that I can definitely say when it comes to how architecture gets rid of third spaces, you saw in the cold open of this video, is the anti-homelessness design that's like going through all major cities. You know how you'd normally have a regular park bench, or not even a bark bench. Holy shit. You know how when you're going to a bus stop, in the past, the bench at the bus stop would just be completely flat, kind of like your girl's chest if you have one. You probably don't. You probably listen to or look at 2D women. I know who you are, nigga. Flat bench, 3, 4, 5, however many people can fit, regardless of their body size, can sit on said bench. Nowadays, if you look at the same bumba fucking clot, you see the same bus benches, you'll see that they have little sections now that are like kind of like armrests. They don't really function as armrests, but you would assume they're supposed to be armrests. And at the same time, you'd also assume, okay, maybe this is just to section off. They only want 3 people to be on the bench now because they don't want the bench to wear and tear over time from fat niggas trying to sit on it. The real answer to your question that you probably didn't have is no, is specifically so homeless people won't lay down and be comfortable. And I understand from a higher up elite armpit hair, from a higher up elite standpoint of why you would not want to have design that encourages homeless people, because homeless people reduces the property values. But my nigga, you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to change seating, public seatings, just to prevent homeless people from laying down. What if I'm at the bus stop and I'm just tired and I want to lay down? Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm inconsiderate. Maybe it's supposed to stop people from being inconsiderate. Or the people that created it are the inconsiderate ones. Realistically speaking, and I'm going to go into why this type of design style is single-handedly the main reason why third spaces are disappearing. Think about it. A first space is just your home where you live, a place that you don't really need to leave, or a place that you only leave when necessary. That's what the first place is. Second place, kind of like the first place, is the only other place you really need to go to. So that would be either work or school. So first place is the comfort of your own home, and second place is your occupation or obligations. Third spaces are places where you optionally go, where you can meet new people and have new experiences. So why is the architecture of the modern day influencing the death of the third space? Think about it. When you're in a third space, the whole point of being in a third space is interacting with the environment, being in a position where, okay, I'm not at home, I'm not at school, at work, I'm at a place that's unfamiliar to me, so I should be paying attention to my surroundings. And when you pay attention to said surroundings, you shut the God damn, that shit was annoying. You guys probably didn't hear it. You want to be locked in. You want to be in your body, in the experience, in the third space. That's the whole point. By reconstructing third spaces to get rid of these undesirable people, you actually get rid of one of the most basic human need to have a feeling of connection, which is a common ground. You're probably thinking right now, what the are you talking about? Listen, it's not gonna make sense if I don't articulate myself well, so listen closely. Picture two scenarios, right? Let's say you don't have a car and you're going to the bus stop. The bus stop is a third space away from work or home. It's a place unfamiliar to you where you can, through serendipity, you can meet a person new. So you're at said bus stop. First scenario, there's a homeless guy sleeping at the bench at the bus stop. What do? Now you're on alert. In your brain, you're like, okay, there's a person here. I don't know who they are. I feel slightly unsafe. So I'm gonna be aware of my surroundings and pay attention. And when you're in that state, if there's anyone else at said bus stop who isn't the homeless person, you're more likely to interact with that person because you guys have the common ground of, hey, there's an unknown individual here and I feel unsafe. So to make myself feel comfortable, I'm gonna talk to the nearest person to me. That's one scenario. The second scenario that I'm gonna bring up, which is the real world scenario, you're at the same bus stop, no homeless person, nowhere to be found, no focal point of the to create a social interaction. You get to the bus stop, you sit in the designated seating area, you know, with the little sections, and you're just on your phone scrolling because you feel safe, you're by yourself, there's no one else there. And eventually another person shows up, they see you sitting down, and they sit in the far right corner of the same bench on their phone, waiting for the bus. No interaction, no conversation, no common ground to talk about. We're both just two strangers sitting down on our phones at the bus stop with no environmental hazard that will draw our attentions together that will make us start a conversation. And I know it's a little bit unfair with the second scenario because in the first scenario, if you still had phones, more than likely you would just be on your phone. But at the same time, I feel like for most people, I let me not even say most people, but I'm probably talking about myself personally. When I'm out in public and I see something weird, my phone is in my pocket. I'm not just gonna scroll and pretend that there's not a fucking cracked out homeless nigga in front of me. Like, what the fuck? Are you stupid? Like, no, I'm gonna get off my phone, take out my earbuds, because the last thing you want is to just be standing there, you know, on your phone, and then out of nowhere, like, no, I don't want to deal with that. So when I'm out in public, I usually try my best to not be on my phone. Maybe I'll still have my headphones in and listening to music, but visually I'm looking around. The whole point is that when you make architecture less accessible for all people, solely to get rid of a small minority group of the population, and I'm not saying like, oh, homeless people are a minority, that they're a disparate group that we need to justify their existence. Like, no, realistically, in a good world, in a world where we can save everybody, I would not want anyone to be homeless. I'd like everybody to be in their homes shooting up heroin in the comfort of their home. In the comfort of their homes. I wish everybody was the next topic I want to talk about the next part of this topic that I want to talk about too, that less about homeless people, because like, yeah, a lot of stuff in the world is anti-homeless now. I've showed some pictures, especially New York is like the fucking ground zeros for medieval modern torture devices known as anti-homeless infrastructure. Like, them niggas be putting spikes and shit just so, bro, the fucking metro rail or the subway down there, that alone should tell you like, hey, they do not want you sticking around in this area. No time to hang out, no time to socialize. They want you to go from point A to point B as fast as possible. That is what a lot of the death of the third spaces are. They're becoming spaces where they prevent people from actually wasting time and just thinking about, oh, where can I get to next? Either it being the first place, getting home, or the second place, going to work. But there's no time for lollygagging anymore. And a place where you can see how modern architecture kind of bleeds into our psychology more so, not even like me trying to stretch it with fucking, oh, if there's a common ground homeless person, you're more likely to talk to your neighbor, is colleges. I went to college, and I can tell you, a college is like one of the most antisocial places to be when it comes to like the architecture, especially now. I feel like back in 2008 when Skate 3 came out, that was like the last bastion of what the 90s looked like for college campuses. You know, you just have people skateboarding around, probably smoking weed, you know, even though weed was more criminalized back then than it is now. Now you can go to the fucking bro. Yo, it's so crazy to me that back in 1995, if I had a single gram of marijuana on me, I'd be in jail for like 40 years. But then now today, literally down the street from me, I bought this on 420. Granted, I did not eat a single like one whole gummy because one whole gummy is 10,000 milligrams. That shit would have me passed out for the next 3 days. But it's just crazy to think. Oh, I lied. One gummy is 2,000. The entire thing is 10,000. If I ate the entire thing, I probably would never wake up again. Oh, that's a little bit tangential. But yeah, you would think that colleges is all about like, you know, getting together, socializing, you know, doing illicit substances, drinking. And while it does have that, the vibe around it has changed. And I think it's changed even more drastically since COVID. But me being me and the types of people that I was friends with when I graduated high school, COVID did not stop us from, you know, having our college experiences. At least during COVID, like right after COVID ended, that's when the new world order for social engineering happened in colleges where people don't even make fucking eye contact with each other. Like it's crazy to me to think that my friend the one that be on the streams with me, Emrys, motherfucker opened the door for a girl and she went through the other door. Like, if you can't tell me, like, tell me you're antisocial without telling me you're antisocial. And this isn't even about, like, feminism or whatever the fuck, but it's like, nigga, I opened the door for you, and just because you feel a certain type of way, you went out the other door, so you just, that's like a middle finger. Like, I did a nice gesture for you, and he actively rejected it. And it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like she doesn't have a right to do that, but it's like, yeah, you do have the right to be a fucking bitch, so you're welcome. You're a fucking bitch. In colleges, what you'll see is they try their best nowadays to make everything more corporate in Silicon Valley. Like if you go onto a college campus right now and go into one of the lounge areas or like spaces that they specifically made for people to hang out, what you'll find is nobody's there. And I can't even say it's the architecture to blame. I think it's more so like people's behaviors and social media habits or whatever the fuck, or just people generally having anxiety about getting outside of the comfort of their dorm. Yeah, no. What you're more likely to see in these lounge spaces, like for example, at my old campus of FIU, they have these, I want to call them gazebos. I'll probably have to look it up. It's like a pavilion. I'm just saying fucking words at this point. But it's one of those things where it's a bench and you can rock it forward and backward. And you can fit up to 4 people, maybe 6 people if you guys are all fucking malnourished. You know me, you could probably fit one of me on one side. I'm kidding. You can fit 4 of me on there. I'm not that fat. What you'll find in spaces like that, instead of it being like a group of people, you're more than likely gonna find a fat blue-haired liberal arts chick by herself on her iPad, and don't even look her direction, by the way. Don't look her direction. Don't even try to entertain the idea of sitting next to her if you don't already know her. Because, like, you know, colorful things in the wild, they're toxic and you should stay away from them. But even with that out of the way, because that's like a prejudicial thing, which, you know, also leads into people not really talking to each other. A lot of the lounge spaces in college just look fucking lame as shit. Like, oh, yes, I feel like I'm inside the Apple headquarters. Why the fuck would I want to socialize inside the Apple headquarters? They're already listening to me on the fucking phone. And it's just moreover so like the whole aura that you get when you go into college nowadays, and I'm saying nowadays like 2025, like my friend Emrys, he's told me that since me and my friends have graduated, it's like the place is just fucking lame now. Like people don't even throw parties anymore. How fucking lame do you have to be to not even want to drink with a group of people? And I understand that's kind of contradictory to everything that I've said before, especially my thoughts against drinking. But it's like, nigga, drinking by yourself is probably the saddest thing you could possibly do. And I'm telling you this right now, after like 2024, it's the vibe in colleges have moved away from like the skate 3 era where people are just skateboarding. I didn't even mention how like malls and shit started putting the little metal fucking cunt strips on the fucking, like the pillars or like the places where skateboarders would grind specifically to stop skateboarders. So now the cool niggas who would go outside and skate around in public places that they didn't have any issues with back in the 90s, now they have to delegate themselves to the fucking sparsely spread out skate parks in the city. And more than likely, if you're a skateboarder, this is true. A lot of people who do skateboarding are druggies. So if you put them in an environment where they can't really go out and socialize, they're just gonna do it at home and kill themselves. Like, let's be honest. Like, and I can say the same thing for fucking colleges. In the past, when everybody was like together, like, oh, like the Project X parties and shit, people were doing the illicit bad things together. But when you do stuff together in a group setting, you're more likely to seek help. But if I'm in the comfort of my college dorm, fucking taking like popping 3 Xanax pills and shit, I'm just gonna be fucking tweaking by myself. I know this video probably didn't make that much sense. I did not follow the inspiration tab at YouTube at all. Actually, let me show you exactly what YouTube wanted me to say. All right, actually, you know what? This is what the fucking thing wanted me to say. The extinction of third spaces and the rise of hostile architecture culture. Okay, cultural isolation. The topic perfectly targets the core theme of generational shifts, physical death of community hubs forces Gen Z and Alpha into digital silos. I didn't even talk about digital silos like Discord, which, oh my God. It's crazy to think that in 2026, you're more socially calibrated if you use Discord during COVID versus a person getting onto Discord now, or like just the average person who's just home all day on social media. Like it's fucking crazy to think an app made specifically for geeks and outcasts can teach you to be more socially calibrated if you use it the right way. If you're a fucking Discord mod who goes on a power trip and just blocks everybody or bans everybody that fucking disagrees with you, you're no better than a Twitter cunt. But let me stop getting distracted. The monetization of human existence. Okay, I kind of went over that. New perspective of social awkwardness. You see, I think I did a good job. I did my Kishonification of the topic. I didn't just read slop. I'm gonna read it off the page. No, but basically, in conclusion, take out your fucking headphones when you're in a public setting, my nigga. Serendipity does not pull your earbuds out of your ear. If you don't know what serendipity is just like you let things happen and let them play out. But if you're playing music in your ears and you're constantly like this out in public, your life will never change because you're not allowing anything in. So, number one, if you want to reduce the extinction of third spaces, this is the number one thing that kills third spaces. Because when you're in a third space, if you're on your phone, you're not talking to anyone. So your phone is the first place. And the second place if you do social media or work on your phone, which that's almost everybody. Number two, find common ground with people when you're out in a social setting. Usually, like my example earlier, an environmental hazard or danger is usually the most primal way to find common ground with other people. But, we're both in the same location. And this isn't going to be a video talking about, oh, this is how you socialize with people. Like, nigga, I'm autistic. I barely know how to do that shit. I just be saying my shit and then someone laughs and then we become friends. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me over on Twitch. I'll be streaming later today, probably some GTA 5 because the Rockstar wig is be whipping my back now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget, be good people. Love you.